Christmas cheer. Little drummer boys, they come. And they beat those Chiefs 'cause they're dumb. Every time an angel dies, it's going to hell with the Chiefs, Tom.
Oh, baby. We here.
Stay.
You're in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is GPS. Now, if you'll all turn to the page in your Bibles to the book of Revelation, because apparently it's the apocalypse, because the Chicago Bears are number one in the NFC North. That's it, folks.
Realize that.
We had a good run. It's all over now. So I just want to thank you, Brandon, for a bunch of good years. We did all right. All right. We're wrapping it up now.
If God is cruel and twisted, Tom, we will get a Broncos versus Bears Super Bowl.
I don't think no.
And the Bears on the way to the Super Bowl will defeat the Packers and the Lions.
Yep.
And then it's Caleb Williams versus God bless Bo Nix. And Bo Nix would defeat Daniel Jones, of course, on the way. Because that would just be kind of evil. You know, Dan.
Yeah.
AFC Championship game. Chiefs won't be in the playoffs. And Bo Nix will beat Josh Allen. But what a weekend.
No, here's what it has to happen. All right, listen. So it's got to be the Steelers, okay? Aaron Rodgers, they're feared that he has a slight break in his non-throwing wrist, right?
Yeah.
He comes back right before the playoffs. They limp their way into the postseason. AFC Championship game, Broncos, Steelers. Then, sorry, but you lose in the AFC Championship game. Aaron Rodgers versus the Bears in the Super Bowl.
Wow, that would be pretty good too.
And then Aaron Rodgers wins, just to show that, nope, he was not on your side the entire time.
Yeah, that would be tricky. I don't like that one.
Yeah, that's fair. What a week. A victory Monday for the both of us. Packers got to win. It did make it easy, but got to win. But the Denver Broncos winning now, 7 straight games in a row? 8? It's not 9 in a row, is it?
It's 8. 8 in a row.
I thought you were holding up a thumb. Okay.
Sorry, they had a victory week 1, and then they lost 2 in a row to the Colts, Chargers, and then they've ripped off 8 straight victories. They're currently first place in the entire AFC.
Yes, they are.
We're heading into the bye week.
Yep.
And we put the Chiefs at 500.
Oh my God, it's a bye week?
Yeah.
Thank God.
Why?
I don't have to watch the Broncos.
Oh, please.
No, but I want to talk about your team because
close to the worst game this week.
Not even close. Not even. I love how that's the new barometer. Yeah. Hey, we weren't even the worst ones this week.
Yeah. Lions, Eagles. That was pretty rough.
That's it. Hey, Brandon, it took a few years, but you finally did it. You might give it back, but right now the Lions are in 3rd place in the division.
Fudge, dude. Yeah, this season's I love it.
You had Bryce. There's a couple things that happened yesterday. First of all, the Jacksonville Jaguars were like, oh yeah, we're going to stomp the crap out of the Chargers. Would have never predicted that in a million years. Bryce Young set the franchise record for yards, surpassing Cam Newton, throwing for over 400 yards and defeating the Atlanta Falcons in overtime.
Thank God.
And Jacoby Brissett set the record for most completions in an NFL game at 47, and they still only scored 22 points.
Poor Cardinals.
That's where we're at. Oh, it's true. That's true.
Bryce Young. Thank you.
Bryce Young.
When the history books look at the Carolina Panthers record for most passing yards in a game, they can look at the photo of the quarterback who did that, and they don't have to look at a stupid hat. And I think that's a good thing, Tom.
I feel like this is your revenge arc, because like now you should go on Cam Newton's show and say, you know, who the F is Cam Newton?
Yeah, I should. Who? Newton Raid? Who the fuck is Newton?
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
I'm saying. Yeah, there's a lot that we want to talk about today. We'll go through all these games. I want to talk about the Denver Broncos, because your defense again yesterday, like it was a war. And there's been a lot of people that have been crapping on the Denver Broncos. Their offense is just not fun to watch. But to be fair, neither is ours right now. But your defense has been superb, right? It's one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
You got into a battle with the Chiefs. It was a very close game. It was a bunch of field goals for a good chunk of that game. Kind of walk me through what you saw, because at the end, the offense came through. They did what they needed to do, and ultimately they win that game with a game-winning field goal.
Yeah, it was interesting because I saw a sad, pathetic, lifeless team get exposed for the fucking frauds they are, Tom. It's the Chiefs. They're frauds. They're frauds. They suck and they're fucking frauds. They're frauds. They're frauds. They suck and they're fucking frauds. They fraud it, fraud it, fraud it, fraud it, fraud it. You suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, 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 you fucking frauds. Does that wrap it up for you? Eh?
Yeah, so what'd you see from yesterday's game?
Wow. Okay. I saw what heaven looks like, my friend.
I love the "we're gonna live forever."
I saw God show me a landscape that is filled with joy and healing light and just promise. I saw two teams who have brought me a lot of pain in the last decade since Mahomes was drafted. And I saw what I thought to be true is, and I tried to say this on clickbait and just got fucking laughed at by Tree and Scooter and Five. At least I can have real football conversations with you sometimes about my team. But the Broncos defense. What's that?
Sometimes.
All the time.
No, I'm glad your stupid ass curse wheel didn't work. By the way, thanks for hurting my running back, asshole. Yeah, thanks so much. I'm gonna burn that thing. So I don't even have to. It's gonna burn itself. It doesn't even work anymore. Oh, my team beat the Chiefs. Oh, good job. Yeah, so did just about everybody else. All right. But your curse wheel didn't do nothing this week. Didn't do nothing. It's weak. Sorry. Good day. I'm sorry. I got on a rant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So no J.K. Dobbins, right? He's on IR with surgery.
No Pat Surtain.
The world's best corner, Pat Surtain. And we hold the Chiefs to 19 points. Riley Moss.
True Sergeant.
Got two defensive pass interferences and an illegal contact that wiped away a pick six. The Chiefs had one big play to Tyquan Thornton. It was like a 61-yard pass, where honestly, I think Tyquan got a little push on Jaquan McMillan. But 161-yard pass. The Chiefs' next two biggest plays, Tom, were the pass interference calls on Riley Moss. Fair. So 10 of their points came because of Riley Moss, and it's really a 16-point swing when you take away the pick six.
It'd be nice, Ben. It'd be nice.
So I would say when you allow basically one big play to the Chiefs offense all game, that confirms that your defense is good. And we've known that about the Broncos defense. Mahomes was under pressure. He struggled with pressure this season more than he has before in his career. Josh Simmons, they got him back, but he had a few penalties. The Chiefs, the Broncos and Chiefs each had 10 penalties apiece. I don't know what they finished with total. But yeah, both teams made a lot of mistakes.
10 and 10. Yeah, there's 20 penalties in that game.
But we saw Bo Nix play well. He had like 295 passing yards, no interceptions. He made big throws when the team needed him to make big throws. And I think a lot of people were watching this game because it was the Chiefs. And that's what I was trying to say last week. This perception around Bo Nix is a little skewed because those primetime games have been so bad, right?
Sure.
You're like, that guy sucks. He never does anything. Well, that's not true. He's just young. He's figuring it out. And I got to say, Will Lutz, 5 field goals.
Yes.
That's clutch. Broncos blocked a point after attempt on the Chiefs. So special teams for Denver, much better, specifically with one Marvin Mims back. I can't understate how much the Broncos missed Marvin Mims as a returner. He had a 60-yard return in this game that had a penalty tacked on to the end of it. So it took Denver up to the 10 or 11-yard line. So getting Marvin Mims back was huge for Denver.
Sure.
And they're a good football team. They're not gonna win by like 10, 20 points every week unless they're playing the Cowboys. But they figure out how to win, right? Same thing with the Bears right now. You look at the Bears and you're like, they're kind of a weird, gritty team. But the Broncos defense compared to Chicago's is a lot better.
It's night and day. Yeah.
That's what I feel good about. They got it done with Jaleel McLaughlin and RJ Harvey. The run game was, not great, but they found ways to make plays. And I'm just like, they're at 9-2, and like, you just can't. You're running out of excuses to shit on the Broncos at this point.
Sure.
If you're a non-Broncos fan, right? So, yeah, I'm just like, I think more than anything, I'm just happy. Just happy.
It's a weird feeling. I don't know, man. This is strange.
Yeah, 9-2. I thought like this point in the season, Denver's probably like 7-4,
which would still be good.
Would be great. You're like, dang, that's a nice winning record, but like, yeah. And I still look back at that leverage penalty. Could be 10-1.
I think that there's a couple of things that are really standing out for Denver, and I'll get to their team, but talk about your division right now, right? The Raiders are
they're bad.
They're bad. The Chargers, they got absolutely walloped yesterday by the Jaguars. I mean, it was not even close. And Herbert behind that offensive line, it just feels like at some point that is going to be a problem. I was talking about that power rankings, talking about predictions, because it just seems like that's not a sustainable thing. So that's a problem. On top of that, the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Now we're looking at the Chiefs because you've been talking about this of getting, kind of credit for prior work, right?
Sure.
And Kansas City is one of those teams that I think that you could even agree that if they made the postseason, you know what? It's just like, all right, they have all this experience. No teams are really beating them yet. So they just got to get there. But now, unlike the Broncos, who have a long runway, that even if for whatever reason you start crapping the bed at the end of the season, which I don't think is going to happen, by the way.
Yeah.
They have runway. The Chiefs, they're running out of runway real quick, and their schedule is not fun going forward. They got the Colts next week. They got to play the Broncos again. And so you look at their offensive struggles and offensive woes, it seems very clear that they are not going to win the division unless something crazy happens, right? I think they're kind of out of that running. And the Chargers, they also lost a game. So this gives the Broncos even a little bit more cushion.
Yeah.
And so you're sitting pretty on top of the division. You've won 8 straight games. Your defense is incredible. And the offense is showing up when they have to. And it's exactly like you said, it's not pretty. But what team is sitting pretty right now going, oh, man, yeah, there's no flaws with this team.
No.
It doesn't exist in the NFL this year.
I think the Rams are probably, you could say, the best overall team, the most complete team right now.
And the Seahawks had 4 interceptions, and it still came down to like, hey, they're lining up for a game-winning field goal. They missed, but,
Yeah,
Broncos
I think
in a good spot.
What I find funny, right, is Denver has won all these one score games this year. Yep. Like all their wins have been these close games, except for Dallas. Those shitty Cowboys. Last year, you remember like the Chiefs were winning all these close games, Tom?
Yep.
Last season. What was everybody saying about the Chiefs last year? Oh, this actually might be the best Kansas City Chiefs team we've seen. Sure, they're making mistakes. Sure, their wins are ugly, but they're just getting it done when it matters. This might be the best Chiefs team we've ever seen. Broncos do the same thing all season long so far. Everybody's like frauds. That team, look at that fucking Bo Nix. He can't do shit. Wrong. We're the captains now, Tom. We're the captains. Okay? And in this game, let's go back to last year, right? When the Broncos lost to the Chiefs, what happened in that game?
The block
Bo
field goal.
Nix in the offense led a game-winning drive. We forget that they executed perfectly to get into field goal range. The Chiefs just made a great play on special teams, blocked the field goal, and won that game. In this game, Bo Nix led a game-tying drive, and he led the game-winning drive. A drive in which he converted a 3rd and 15 to Cortland Sutton, one that Chris Jones, after the game, said Bo Nix called out their defense and knew exactly what they were doing to get that play. So that tells you, oh shit, he's a smart quarterback. He's studying. He's watching tape. He knows his S. He knows his S, Tom, which stands for shit. He knows his shit. 3rd and 15 to Sutton. Then he throws up a dime to Troy Franklin, who finally caught the freaking ball.
That's what Broncos fans were saying in my chat. They're like, we still don't know if Troy Franklin's good, but maybe he's a little bit better after this week.
He is not good.
Okay.
He had 2 terrible drops in this game. So Bo Nix's stat line should be better. Bo put a deep beauty on him, goes through his hands. One bounced off his face, and I believe that was a 3rd down he dropped. But he did make the play when needed, and I did say I won't say anything bad about Troy Franklin ever again. I'm going to go 2 weeks. I'll try to be nice to Troy. For whatever reason, he's struggling. Pat Bryant played really well. He left the game for a little bit, got checked for a concussion, but things are clicking. And the secondary without Pat Surtain has allowed just 1 touchdown since he's been out, and that happened to Travis Kelce in this game, which was set up by a Riley Moss pass interference. And that's like the one thing they just have to figure out, because I do want to defend Riley. I think he's a little overly officiated, but also he's doing a lot of those PIs too. Like,
sure.
And he owned up to it. And the problem is, dude, he's in position. He's in good position. It's just a little hand and twist, and it's just, it's close. But I don't know, man. We got to buy. It sucks they lost J.K. Dobbins. Like, I feel like that's going to hurt them down the stretch more than anything. But
sure.
Jaleel played well. Harvey's been nice.
He's not out for the rest of the year, is he?
Yeah, he got surgery.
Oh, damn. I thought that there was like talks about him. Oh, damn. Okay.
He's done. Damn. There's a chance if the Broncos go to the Super Bowl, he could be back.
Gotcha.
It sounded crazy when they said it Saturday. But Monday, after beating the Chiefs, I'm like, look, okay, maybe.
Well, it's funny, and Jared, they got to fire Mike McDaniel first. So I mean, I'll be cool with that afterwards. I was talking to my buddy Max, who's a Patriots fan, and we were talking about contenders in the AFC. And it was like, I don't know if the Patriots are a Super Bowl contender this year, right? Like, it seems like there's some flaws, but whoever wins that 1 seed, man, and it feels like it's specifically to the Patriots and the Broncos, because those are both tough places to play. The fact that you're going to be bringing in the lowest seed in the divisional round to have to go and play in Denver or to have to go and play in Foxborough, I think either one of your teams can win 2 games.
Yeah.
And it starts getting a little like, oh, okay. Who knows? I mean, it might just be you get on a little bit of a heater for 2 games. I think that's possible.
Yeah, it's like that wild card round might just...
It's going to be nuts.
Yeah. And look, like right now, I think, are the Ravens ahead of the Chiefs in the rankings?
I believe they're
both 5-5, but did the Ravens jump Kansas City?
Hold on, I'll let you know.
The Chiefs are the 9 seed right now.
No, the Ravens are 10.
Okay.
The Texans are above them right now.
Yeah. Okay, Houston's above them.
And they got to play. Houston's going to be playing Kansas City.
Yeah.
Happy almost birthday, Scorch.
And like, a lot of Broncos fans have been giving Nick Wright a lot of crap in the last 24 hours, because Nick Wright said there's no chance that the Chiefs would lose this game. But to be fair to one Nick Wright, he also said this about the Chiefs. And this is totally just what Nick Wright said.
The dynasty is over. The dynasty is over. The dynasty is over. The
Not
dynasty is
clipping out
over.
of context
The
at all, right?
dynasty is over.
That is just what
The
Nick Wright
dynasty
said
is
about
over.
his Kansas
The
City
dynasty
Chiefs.
is over.
Can't do it anymore.
Can I just have that loop in the background?
Yeah, just the entire time. Just talk over him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a Broncos fan, man, I feel like you can't be happier. I mean, it looks like, things are looking real good to potentially win the division. You have a bye week, and Surtain might be back after the bye week.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a chance he could be back. And yes, the Carolina Panthers do have a better record than the Kansas City Chiefs, and everybody needs to know it.
Yes, they do.
We'll see. And I think at this point, because they didn't put Surtain on IR for the opportunity for him to return after the bye.
Yes.
We got, we have the Commanders coming out of the bye. If Surtain's not 100%, at this point, you don't even need to play him, dude. Let him get 100%. The secondary's been very good without him. Obviously, we want him back there. But I think it's Commanders-Raiders the next two games for the Broncos after that.
Chad, I just saw that Michael Penix is out for the year. So he has a knee injury. So Kirk Cousins is going to be taking over for the rest of the season. You go. They're just like, we're paying you. Get on out there.
Get out there.
Falcons, they're in trouble. They're a little bit in trouble.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy. So you're feeling happy today.
Yeah, obviously.
That's going to carry over for a whole week. And I feel like you're in a good... Someone was saying that in a super chat before. I feel like you're in a good situation because it's the Colts and Chiefs next week. And it's kind of like, whoever wins, I can make an argument that it works out for the Broncos.
Yeah. I mean, I want the Colts to win. I just want the Chiefs out of the playoffs.
Be over, Chad.
But if the Chiefs beat the Colts...
It helps you.
Just need the Pats to lose and the Colts to lose. And the Patriots have just... they seem to have a favorable schedule. But who knows this season? And what people were asking during the stream yesterday was like, the game was close. I think everybody was assuming the Broncos were going to lose, Tom.
Yeah.
Are you going to be happy with a moral victory? And I said no. Last year was the moral victory against Kansas City for the Broncos. We're like, hey, we didn't win that game, but we got close. And that's a lot better of a spot than we've been in. I would not have been happy with a moral victory. Denver had to win, and they did win. And now I fully believe in this team. So I will shut up about it now. I have commandeered the show about the Broncos, but they're one of the bigger stories from Sunday.
I'd say so. One of the other big stories is the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, holy cow, man. Swept the Falcons. Chad was just talking about, I think the Falcons season, I think that might be dead and gone now. I think that's all done. But now we're talking about, oh no, Carolina Panthers. Buccaneers lost yesterday. Maybe. But the biggest surprise is that Rico Dowdle, I was talking about this in predictions, that I think the way that they win this game is if they run all over them. That did not happen. Instead, Bryce Young was like, oh yeah, I'm an elite quarterback. 448 yards. Again, set the franchise record, beating Cam Newton for the amount of yards in a single game. And he was just incredible. Ted McMillan, he had a really good game. This game went into overtime. And I don't know, man. If you're a Panthers fan, considering this season has been like, oh man, we're back. Up, we're screwed. Up, we're so back. Because they're going back and forth. They lost, right? They beat the Packers, then they lose to the Saints. It's like this whole big thing. And I know it's against this Falcons team, which has been disappointing and has been very uneven. But the Falcons just went toe-to-toe with the Colts too, right? Yeah. And then they got run all over by Jonathan Taylor. And the fact that it's Bryce Young and it's not just hand the ball to Rico and you're going to win, that shows growth, man. That shows progression. And I feel like you got to be ecstatic if you are a Panthers fan right now.
Yeah, I think the Falcons might be one of the most underperforming teams in terms of their record.
Yeah.
I was very surprised to learn that the Panthers won this game during the Broncos live stream. This was one of the games that was still kind of happening when I had to start streaming and I didn't get to see the conclusion. But Teteroa McMillan, this is his best game as a rookie. 2 touchdowns in that game, 130 yards. Jalen Coker had the 2-point conversion for Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
He got wide open. It was just a little loft in the corner of the end zone there by Bryce.
Yes.
And Kirk Cousins comes in. Penix was playing pretty well. Drake London had 119 yards. Bijan Robinson was running all over Carolina. It looked in the first half like that the Falcons were going to dominate that game. They were up 21-7. Bryce Young never wavered. He left the game with an injury for a sec. But in overtime, Kirk Cousins and the Falcons go 3 and out. And then Tommy Trimble, a 1 reception. He takes it 54 yards in overtime.
Yep.
To set up the winner for Carolina. Like, just an impressive victory for the Panthers.
It is.
Like, it's the kind of victory, I think, like, if you're a Panthers fan, that and I know it's just the Falcons, but we've seen the Falcons like destroy the Bills. It gives you confidence. Gives you a little pep in your step, Tom.
So what's interesting is the Panthers' remaining schedule. They got the 49ers next Monday night, which will be an interesting game. Then they got the Rams, Saints, the Buccaneers twice, and the Seahawks. So they do not have an easy end to their schedule. And you're going to assume that like the Buccaneers, by the time they play, because the first game they play is the 21st of December, and then they play on January 4th. I feel like they should have a majority of their players back from injury, right? So that is going to not be a fun stretch. But if the Panthers can rise to that occasion, man, and even if they like split with the Bucs and they're able to beat the 49ers, I feel like, again, you had some optimism last season with the way that Bryce ended that year. And it was like, okay, maybe they can carry it over. It was a bit uneven this season, but it's wins like this, man. It's like, okay, he's got it. Because we were talking about a few weeks ago that Bryce Young is not the guy. Right? Yeah. He's like, oh, okay, like this is done. But that's how quickly things change in the NFL, man. And this is a huge statement win for the Panthers, man. I'm just happy for their fan base. So.
Yeah. I think you have to win the South if you want to get in the playoffs, right? Because I think the NFC West, I think there's a very good chance we're going to see the Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers all as postseason teams. They all look good. Brock Purdy was very good in his return for the 49ers. So I just don't think there will be an extra spot for a team like Carolina if they don't win that division.
Agreed.
And they're going to have to earn that top spot by that record you just said. So we'll find out how good Carolina really is in the last, 6-7 games here.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. Another game that went into overtime was the Commanders-Dolphins game being played in Madrid. And Marcus Mariota threw an interception on the first play in overtime.
Yeah.
That set up the Dolphins for the game-winning field goal.
Yeah. This game was a little painful at times.
It was competitive. Achan just continues, dude, man. Like we were talking about before this week, could the Dolphins sneak into the postseason given their schedule? And it just feels like because their schedule is going to get a little bit tougher at the very end, like they're going to have to play the Pats, the whole 9 yards. I don't think so, but maybe the Dolphins aren't as dead as we thought they were. They're just mostly dead. Right? I feel like that's fair.
Here's the anomaly for the Miami Dolphins, though. Achan averaged 5.7 yards per carry. Ollie Gordon averaged 5 yards per carry. But if the Miami Dolphins offense needs to get 1 yard, Tom, they are not going to do it. If it's 3rd and 1, those running backs are not getting a yard. If it's 4th and 1, those running backs aren't getting a yard. There's a chance the ball's not even going to one of those running backs. They're going to figure out how to do no gain or a loss in 3rd and short, 4th and short. And they got stopped on 4th down twice in the red zone. And it was driving me crazy. That first one, Miami, like in a game that's this close, and I get it, right? There's always this little bit of a debate for like the analytics, and the analytics say like go for it or whatever. But I think And I'm sure analytics people will tell you that the analytics, the computer machine factors in every scenario and it's telling you to still go for the touchdown or whatever. But in a close game, take 3 points, because if your defense then does not give up 3 points or a touchdown to the opposing team, those 3 points are more valuable. And then take 3 points again, and you're up by 6.
I disagree, Brandon.
Could have been. Instead, we go into overtime, and like you said, Mariota throws the pick. They get the win, but like, fuck, Miami, kick a field goal. Just do it.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about the Lions.
No. I was just like, my take was the Dolphins might be the worst short yardage team in NFL history.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, look, we wrote Miami off for dead, and now they're 4-7.
I mean, they're mostly dead. I mean, because the remaining schedule is not. It's those last 2 games. They got the Saints, the Jets, the Steelers, the Bengals, and then it's the Buccaneers and Patriots. Those last 2 games, I think, are going to prevent them from doing anything. Yeah. But maybe McDaniel keeps his job, man. Maybe.
Yeah, because there was a series early in this game with the Dolphins and Commanders where the Dolphins got stuffed on 4th down instead of kicking a field goal. The Commanders drive all the way downfield themselves, and then they get stopped on 4th down instead of kicking a field goal. I'm like, you idiots. And I think if you're a team that's kind of not very good, if you're struggling, don't assume you're picking up those 4th downs and scoring touchdowns. Okay? You got to admit to yourself that you kind of suck ass on offense. You know what I mean? And thank God Sean Payton and the Broncos kicked their 5 field goals yesterday. Denver almost went for it on 4th down, and they got a false start or some shit. And I was honestly internally a little happy, Tom. I'm like, I don't know if they were going to get it there, dude. I'm happy we just punted the ball away.
Fair. I was making fun of them with the Lions, man. 0 for 5 on 4th down, and there were some questionable things going on. Brandon Winnipeg, whoop, for the kidding. Bears find ways to win ugly games. Been times they should win by multiple scores and let teams hang around too long. I mean,
Brandon, can you change your name, please?
Oh.
Every time Tom says Brandon with the 50, I think I just got $50. And then I see it's Brandon who gave Tom $50. And I want to react and go, yes, and say thank you. And then I'm going to sound like an idiot. So, Brandon, change it to do like 320s so Tom doesn't trick me. You know, still give your money to Tom. I'm just saying the $50 donation where Tom says Brandon with the 50, it tricks me every time. And this has happened in like 5 episodes in a row. I think I'm about to go and say something dumb.
Green Bay, Wisconsin. How the hell are we doing?
This guy's good people's.
Perna raid. Who the fuck is Perna?
I saw we had that clip twice, and I forgot that we had me in front of that because it just shows Cam Newton again. So there we go. Now I just look like a narcissist. Brandon, I mean, that's what I've been talking about with Chicago. But like, I have just a perspective that's not popular, but like this season, we're now heading into week 12 after tonight's game.
Yes.
If you win, who cares? A win is a win. You know, we want those style points. We want to, I would love if the Packers blew out the Giants yesterday. I would have loved it. They did not, but they were able, after a bunch of injuries, after a bunch of mishaps, after a bunch of mistakes, they still were able to drive down and win that game. Great. You know what it's about now? Next week. Now it's about the Vikings. And that is how I am going to operate the rest of the season. And for Chicago, man, the fact that they get to enjoy this week and be like, we're number 1 in the NFC North.
Yeah.
Who would have thought before the season that it would have been that they would have been in this position at this point? I think very few people. So it's a matter, even if they wind up crashing and burning, you've seen progress from the Chicago Bears. You've seen it with Caleb Williams. You've seen it with Ben Johnson and that coaching staff. And you're still dealing with a depleted secondary.
Yeah.
Bears deserve to have this week, man.
We've talked about it a little bit before in that, and I just mentioned taking field goals when you can. And I've also said, you know what? I'm okay with Dan Campbell and the Lions not doing it because it's part of their identity, right? Like, that's just who they are.
Yeah.
And that it's probably going to cost them one game a year because of that. This was definitely that game. I want to change my position, but I'm still going to say, be a gambler, Dan. Just be the gambler. But a couple field goals.
Yeah.
2 field goals in this game
would have changed things.
And I'm sick of Jameson Williams and his dumb fuckery. Scores a touchdown.
Yep.
And then has to try and fornicate the goalpost. Runs up, hugs it, gets the penalty, which pushes them back.
And they missed it.
Jake Bates misses the long PAT, which is why they have 9 instead of 10 points. So in a close game like that, that sucks. And then there was that defensive pass interference call late in the game. Yeah. That was like, where did where was the penalty? And it happened in the Dolphins game. It happened in this game. And I'm going to throw my Broncos in there as well.
That call was bad.
It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, right? Let's talk about the Lions. Han, would I rather be a leaf on top of a tree or a snowflake on top of an emperor penguin's head? Well, the problem is I think that the snowflake would melt. So I think my longevity would increase if I was a leaf on top of a tree.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Thank you. When you talk about the Detroit Lions, they lost this game for a multitude of reasons. You could talk about not settling for field goals. Their offense, besides Jahmyr Gibbs, right, was completely ineffective. Of course, he had J-Mo get that one really big play. But they're off, and I want to give a ton of credit to Philadelphia's defense because holy God.
5 batted passes.
Dude, the amount of from Carter, Carter's
Jordan Davis.
Davis knocking it down. Phillips, now for 2 weeks in a row, has been a game changer. He was against the Packers, and now that D-line is getting real scary for the Philadelphia Eagles. And you're still worried about their offense a little bit, right? They couldn't really get things going. And you give the Lions some credit because they had a depleted secondary heading into this game. But for the Lions, they lost this game way before that penalty. The penalty is just a crappy way for that to end, right?
Yeah.
But for the Lions, after blowing out the Jaden Daniels-less Commanders last week, Dan Campbell did not look so good. And listen, I know you live and die with the gamble, but going for it on 4th down that many times, they tried to fake punt, and going 0 for 5, it gave them good field position. Now, there were times where the defense was able to hold them, right? And it was like, okay, no harm, no foul here. But when they did not settle for field goals, and I know it was windy last night, that's when, maybe you go, okay, let's just take the points here. I still think that the Lions are good. I'm personally happy about this because the amount of Lions fans who were making fun of the Packers last week for that boring ass game on Monday night. Here you go.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Careful this year. Do not roast a boring game in prime time because your team is next.
It's going to come back and get you. So, yeah, I feel like Gibbs is just a monster, but they couldn't get any run game going at all last night. And just Philadelphia's defense was so incredibly good. It was outstanding. They were batting down balls nonstop. So I think
makes the Broncos win over the Eagles look that much better. So thank you, Detroit.
Yep.
I think Jared Goff, it was his lowest completion percentage of his entire career in this game. That's a huge credit to the Eagles defense. And you're right. Jalen Phillips was the missing link for everything on that defense to just work. They couldn't get a pass rush, from their edges consistently. And now they have that. And they already had Quinion Mitchell, who is just lights out every week. Sure. Nobody talks about him because nobody throws at him that often. And when they do, he's giving up a passer rating of 40. It's the lowest, the 4th lowest since they started tracking that shit or something.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean got an interception in this game. Yes, guys. A white corner did get an interception this week. It took a lot of weeks, but we got it. Cooper DeJean. So, rough game for Detroit. Eagles look really good. They're in first place in the NFC.
Yep. Their offense, they got to figure it out, man. But the Lions are a good team, but their defense, oh my God, if we have to see a Broncos-Eagles Super Bowl again and it's a repeat of that game, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Yeah, real quick, Jaguars Chargers. Sorry, we have to go through a little bit faster because Brandon took 23 minutes to talk about the Denver Broncos.
I posted on Spotify.
Uh-oh.
Did it not populate there? The Evil Empire returns. NFL Week 11 preview. It's up.
There you go.
Call Spotify.
Jaguars beat the ever-living piss out of the Chargers.
Dude, the Jags are undefeated against the AFC West so far this year. They beat the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Chiefs. And the Broncos still got to play them. And I'm like, if there's a loss, it might be the Jags.
Yeah. Jaguars are probably the most head-scratching team. I don't know who they are. Truly.
They don't know who they are.
They don't know who they are either. Yeah. It's Simba looking into the water.
Yeah.
Is he?
It's another.
Seeing himself. I don't know.
I like that. Nice reference.
And it works because they're cats.
Yeah. Their defense was very good, and their defense didn't do anything crazy, right? Like an interception in this game. What they did though is they had the Chargers with a lot of 3-and-outs. They held Justin Herbert to less than 100 passing yards. And I mean, in Herbert, we all saw that hit where he just got blown up, driven into the ground, annihilated. And I'm like, I don't know if Herbert's going to survive this season.
Yep.
Justin, their leading rusher with 21 yards in this game. This was a game the Chargers really missing. One, their tackles, obviously. We talk about every week. Every time we say the Chargers, we're like, yeah, their fucking line's all fucked up. Yep. Omari and Hampton being injured. This game kind of bit him in the ass. But the Jags, they stopped them over and over and over again. And somehow Jacksonville racked up 35 points. They're like, what, did Trevor Lawrence pick them apart? No, not really.
Nope.
They have a 100-yard rusher? No. But I mean, Etienne and Tootin were a nice duo. Like, they're the Jags, man.
I don't know who they are, man. I don't know. Tim Patrick got a touchdown.
My man.
There you go.
Timmy P.
Yeah, it just feels like, because every time I give the Jaguars credit, oh, look, they beat the Chiefs. Yeah, maybe this is going to turn it around. Nope. So, I don't know. Jaguars, are you good? Maybe inconsistent. Maybe we're all inconsistent. But
look, Jacoby Myers, 2 weeks in a row. Their leading receiver.
Yep.
Oh. Not flashy.
No.
But yeah,
Chargers.
The Jags, they won this game at the line of scrimmage, right? Yeah. I think that's the best way to describe how this game kind of went down.
I agree with that. So Chargers, it's going to be tough. I mean, I think it's going to be, because I do think there's still going to be two teams, right, from the AFC West that are going to make the postseason. You know, the Chargers, they do have that win over the Chiefs, so that's helpful. They'll have to play them again, but they got to get healthy. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah, Penix and Lane Johnson.
Yeah, Lane Johnson, that's a tough one.
Because
he got banged up in the Packers game, but wound up coming back in, and then
he rode off on that little cart. Everybody's like, no, and then he returned. That's the one thing that always worries me about guys that are like as tough as Lane Johnson. Like, they're just going to play probably when they shouldn't. And then sometimes that leads to a worse injury, you know?
Sure.
But
Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. So Mason Rudolph came in. Went 12 for 16, 127 yards and a touchdown. Again, Aaron Rodgers left this game with an injury. I think it's a minor break in his non-throwing wrist.
Yeah. The Steelers scoring 34 and the Jags scoring 35, and both of their offenses were kind of just like, huh?
Yep. Jalen Ramsey get ejected from this game because he threw a punch at Jamar Chase, and Jalen Ramsey's like, well, Chase spit at me. And Jamar Chase like, no, I didn't. And then there's video of Jamar Chase spitting at him. So
yeah,
that's where we are right now.
Yeah. You know who's... Like, you see Jamar Chase do that, and you're like, come on, Jamar. You're better than that. And then we've seen, like, Justin Jefferson be, like, frumpy all season. And just reminds you, never forget, every wide receiver, no matter who they are, eternally is a diva. You can't take it out of them, and you kind of got to be one to be a good receiver. But not a good look for Jamar Chase. The Bengals just aren't a good look at all.
No.
It's not a surprise that the Steelers won this game. I think they're a better team than the Bengals.
Yeah.
We've got all this like hype for Joe Burrow to return. And after this game,
do we?
It looks even like, why, Joe? If I'm Joe Burrow, I pretend I re-aggravated something, dude, to be like, I'm not coming in for this team.
I think he's just aggravated in general because he's on the Bengals right now.
Yeah. So, I don't want to see him come and play behind this team.
Not great. It's
this
not
defense.
Great.
I feel like he's just going to get hurt again.
It's not good. Yeah. I mean, the Bengals have been dead in the water for a little bit.
Here's what's sad, dude.
Steelers could be interesting.
Saddest.
Rodgers.
This is the saddest comment there is.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is a top 5, possibly top 3 QB every year. And when you are saying if he returns, it's not going to help us.
Yeah.
How poorly run is your team?
It's bad, dude.
And you're lucky the Browns are in your division right now because they are actually competing with you for most poorly run team. I feel for Ohio. I feel for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be a beautiful uni battle. Yeah. So Steelers, we'll see what the injury is for Aaron Rodgers and how significant that is going to be. That's kind of the big story coming out of this game to see, if he's going to be back, how much time he's going to miss, etc. But Steelers get another win within the division. They're still hanging around and they need to, man, especially with the Ravens gaining some ground. They need to get these W's.
Dude, and Mason Rudolph coming in played, as well as Aaron Rodgers. So played as well as Aaron Rodgers, Tom.
Yep. Tampa Bay Buffalo. No defense.
Didn't Jalen Warren get hurt
in this game?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he did, to be honest.
Let's see here.
One of these days, Junior, they'll say it. Okay. Who's got the better career arc, Bo Nix or McCarthy? It's too early for both of them. McCarthy, we've seen in a handful of games, but right now it's Bo Nix.
Right now, yeah. Yeah, Warren got hurt. He didn't come back in the game, said he could have come back in the game, but it was just about being smart at that point. So,
yeah.
I thought Warren was playing very well before he got hurt. So, we forgot to mention the coolest play was freaking Darnell Washington.
Oh, yeah.
Stiff-arming basically every Bengals defender ever into the dirt.
This is why I wanted Darnell Washington. This is why I wanted him.
Dude, get that man more touches. That's what we need.
Well, they're finally utilizing him in their offense this year because he hasn't been. So, yeah, spitting. Why is spitting a thing this year? I don't know, man. I don't know. What's been happening? But that Bills Buccaneers game was a really fun game. Again, we didn't really see a whole lot of defense. And Allen, dude, in the beginning of that game, he's turning the ball over. Things were not looking good. And then he was like, wait a minute. I'm really good at football.
I'm Josh Allen.
6 touchdowns.
I'm freaking Josh Allen, man.
Hayden, I think that's the wrong question, man. I don't even think it's how far can the Eagles go with this offense. I think it's how far can they go with that defense, because that defense has been looking real darn good. And you're winning football games, man. It doesn't matter how pretty you're winning them. But Tulo, I don't think he's doing a great job. But who cares?
Yeah.
Like
you're headed for a Broncos-Eagles Super Bowl where there will be a combined 200 yards of offense.
Yep.
Okay, both teams. This game, Josh Allen's first turnover just looks so much like a rookie Josh Allen play. He's on his own goal line. He just like flings it out, and you're like, "What are you doing, Josh?" Baker Mayfield, Baker's always feisty, but really, like the surprise was Sean Tucker was having the game of his life.
Dude, he was a monster yesterday. Yeah,
and he kept Tampa in. There was 9 lead changes, I believe, in this game until Buffalo, got to stop and then pulled ahead late. You see a game with like a 12-point victory, but this game was neck and neck the entire time.
It was fun.
And Allen, 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns. The last quarterback to do that was also Josh Allen.
Yep.
And Tyrell Shavers. They benched Keon Coleman. He missed a meeting.
Yep.
So McDermott benched him. Not even active. No Dalton Kincaid. Rest of the guys step up. Shavers catches one. James Cook takes one in. Ty Johnson scored. There was a stretch in this game. It was like the Bills. I think it was a 43-yard touchdown to Shavers. Then it was a 44-yard touchdown for the Buccaneers. I think that was Sean Tucker. And then it was like a 40 or maybe it was James Cook's 25-yard touchdown. It wasn't that this was just a high-scoring game. It was that the touchdowns were freaking awesome. They were big plays.
Yeah.
But
no, and like the Bills, like I think you still have a good amount of concerns, right? Like you look at that run defense, you're concerned. The turnovers in the beginning, that's concerning. But man, they're able to get a win, and it's against a pretty solid football team. I know the Bucs are beat up, but it's a solid football team. And Baker didn't go ham on them.
Yeah, it was their run defense again. Their pass defense played better.
Yep. But you know what? That defense is good. If
you're a Bucs fan, you're like, hey, at least we found, what we can do with Sean Tucker. And he buys him some time maybe until Bucky Irving comes back, if he comes back. But
and he had his long was like over 40 yards, I think, right? That one big touchdown.
That was a 44-yard rip, I believe.
Yeah. It's true, Angel. It might be the Jaguars. They're up there too. Not gonna lie. Chicago, Minnesota. JJ McCarthy. Tough outing. 9 is having a tough time. He's having a tough time. 9 is having a tough one. 2 interceptions, 150 yards. And the Bear, again, this was another one. It wasn't pretty because the Vikings were able to bounce back in that fourth quarter and they made that a game. And it was like, oh crap, are they going to wind up winning? But nay. Caleb Williams. Nay.
Yeah. I mean, this was Chicago. You need to be thanking your special teams. Devin Duvernay with that return in overtime takes it to the 40. The Bears had all 3 timeouts, so even if they didn't get that return, they had the right things to work with. But you get there, and then they can just hand the ball off. Your whole playbook's open when you're at the 40 and you have 3 timeouts.
Sure.
Sets up the game winner. But yeah, the Vikings, at least this week, Minnesota, you can look over to Sam Darnold and go, oh shit, he threw 4 picks. We don't miss Sam this week. This week, we don't have the regrets.
That's true.
But yeah, man, you need more out of JJ. I'm not going to write him off yet, though.
No, dude, he's basically a rookie. I mean,
baby.
He is.
I don't even know if he's hit puberty yet, Tom.
I don't know either. Yeah, no. Apex would have fit it. Whoop, for the kidding. Yeah, Paul about the PI call. Exactly. That's what we were talking about before. Yeah, the offense wasn't good. The O-line was tough. They were getting dominated by Eagles D-line. They were just batting down balls. It definitely was not a great performance by the Lions, but yeah, that penalty didn't seal the game. Your defense did look good, though. If you're a Lions fan, one thing to hold on to is your defense still played well, even though you were missing all of those pieces. So that's something, but sometimes you just got to kick it.
Okay, now he hasn't gotten any treatment from the medical staff, but he was on his left hip. He had a softball.
I love your laugh at that. It is hysterical. But Bears, again, I think the concern you have for Chicago, besides, their defense is banged up, is the quality of their opponents. I think if you're just starting to nitpick and go okay, maybe that's where, but who cares, man? Who cares?
Yeah.
They're winning football games. Who cares? A lot of teams, right? We expected them to be better than they were this year. The fact that Chicago is sitting here on top of the division, they deserve credit. They're beating the teams that are in front of them. It's not their fault that they have the schedule they do. And again, they're going to get tested before this season's over. They got to go against the Lions. They got to go against the Packers. We'll see, man. We'll see.
It's, and there's a fun side-by-side right there. Each quarterback, 32 pass attempts. Both of them, 16 completions. Caleb didn't throw a touchdown, but he also didn't throw 2 picks.
Yeah.
So you're really you're looking at these guys and you're going, JJ compared to Caleb just had two throws he wants back. And that was the difference in the game. Like the margin for error in the NFL is so freaking small.
It's so small, dude. The Bears, they got the Steelers next. Oh, it's probably not going to be Aaron Rodgers. That's disappointing. So Steelers, then they got the Eagles. That's that Black Friday game. That might be a punch in the groin. Then they got the Packers. Then they got Cleveland, Packers again, 49ers, and Lions. So here's what I'll say about Chicago. If they are somehow able to make the postseason, they will have earned it. Because that is not an easy way to end the year. So we're about to see how real the Bears are. So
are you for real, Chicago?
Hey, Dalton, that's a fun game to go to yesterday. Not if you're a fan of defenses, but it was a fun game to go to.
No, that's a great game.
Packers game,
Hey, we hadn't gotten there yet.
Yeah, Packers game. It was a frustrating game, man. The amount of drops from both sides of the ball were infuriating. You had Musgrave dropping passes. You had Romeo Doubs drop a couple of passes. It was just, and Love was putting them right on the money. And they were just dropping it. That was frustrating. They dropped like 4 interceptions before Evan Williams finally got a pick at the very end of that game. But Valentine dropped 2. You had Bullard who could have gotten 1. You had Nixon who could have gotten 1. And you can look at the offensive line. It definitely wasn't great. Of course, Josh Jacobs getting injured. They're doing tests today on his knee. They don't think it's season ending, which is good. Jordan Love got knocked out of this game for a hot minute, and Malik Willis came in. He was able to get a touchdown to Christian Watson. But thankfully, Jordan Love's okay. He got a stinger to his left shoulder. But, dude, Zach Tom got banged up in this game. Romeo Doubs got banged up in this game. There was a few players. But it was a frustrating day. But, dude, that last drive with Jordan Love and that throw to Christian Watson and that catch by Watson in the end zone in double coverage, it was fantastic. And again, I'd like to beat the Giants by more. I think LaFleur called a better game. There's definitely still some frustrating elements, but they got to win, man. They did what they had to do, and they got to win.
Yeah. I thought the Giants would make this a good game. So I don't think there's any shame in, only beating the Giants by 7.
Yep.
I think you guys need to pay Malik Willis a lot of money.
Dude, I hope they keep him, man. You really do.
Make him an offer he can't refuse. You want me to call my Jersey Perna crime friends for you, Tom?
Make a call.
Because this is exactly what you want from your backup, right?
Exactly.
We look at backup quarterbacks in a way where it's like, oh, if the quarterback's done for the season, this is your guy. But this is a game where Jordan Love's got to go to the locker room. Malik Willis comes in. He rips a rush for 16 yards and gets a first down. He makes both of his passes, and he scores a touchdown for your team. Like,
yep,
that is such an underrated thing to have your backup come in and do. Like, you love it. And Willis is nice because you've seen him after he left Tennessee. He's better at throwing the football. You're like, oh shit, didn't look like he could throw there. But also he has that extra dynamic to his game where he can run. So not only can he come in and play like respectable football, he's tough to defend because he can beat you 2 ways.
Yep. And the playbook opens up, like especially in the ground game when Malik Willis is in, right? Yeah. Because you have to be like, oh, this guy can run.
I love when backups do that stuff.
Philadelphia, I have you're saying as an Eagles fan, Philadelphia is the biggest fraud.
Everybody's the only frauds are the Chiefs.
So glad it's not just my team. So glad it's not.
The Buccaneers are frauds. The Chiefs are frauds.
Everybody's fraud.
Next week where those teams are good again and somebody else is a fraud.
And we saw Malik Willis came in and win games last year too.
Yeah, he had to play full games and win.
Yep.
But it was, to me, the catch of the day was Savion Williams.
Yeah.
That was a great grab.
Yep.
That set up the Christian Watson touchdown. And I think Savion had that on 3rd down. But watching all those drops, like I was just watching Johnny Barks in our winners and losers script, just putting drop after drop, changing it from like 4 drops to 5 drops to 7 drops. I was like, holy shit, dude.
And Love had a really good day. Like he had a really, really nice day. I know it doesn't look amazing on the stat line, but like you watch that game, dude, he was putting the ball where it needed to be.
Yeah. And the wildest thing, the one Jameis Winston interception, probably not even his fault. receiver doesn't break towards the corner where he's probably supposed to. And that's the one interception that happens to end the game for the Giants. You see that pick, you're like, Jameis definitely blew it. Now, again, you dropped what, 3 or 4 picks, possible picks? So he could have lost this game multiple times, but the one that was actually fucking caught by you guys really wasn't even Jameis's fault. Jameis.
It's true.
And he definitely did a couple weird Jameis things in there.
So that's what I was about to say, HV3. Like, so again, the Packers have 7 games left. 5 are divisional opponents. So right now, they got the Vikings next week on Sunday. They got the Lions on Thanksgiving, and then they play the Bears. Got to win those games, man. And the Lions will be an interesting game on Thanksgiving. I know Detroit's been waiting for that one since week 1. I think they could beat the Vikings. I think that they definitely could beat the Vikings. The Bears are going to be an interesting football game. So we got to play the Bears twice, and we got to play the Vikings twice. So we're about to figure it out. And then we got you guys and the Ravens. So it's going to be fun.
We talked about this a little bit. Sam Darnold, his 4 picks.
So there's a few things I want to talk about this game. One, the Seahawks defense deserves a ton of credit here. The fact that your quarterback threw 4 interceptions and you still kept him in it, and Matthew Stafford, who's been playing like an MVP all season, right? He didn't have the greatest game ever. You know, the fact that they kept him, they deserve a ton of credit, man. Like this defense is for real, 100%. Rams able to get a gritty win. They needed to get this win. They're the number 1 team now, in the NFC in my eyes.
Yeah. I was watching through this game a little bit this morning because I couldn't see it because it happened in the afternoon. But my favorite stat line, and you're going to appreciate this, Tom, Devontae Adams.
Yep.
1 catch, 1 yard, 1 touchdown, and that was his thousandth NFL reception.
Let's go, Devontae.
And then I saw his last 7 touchdowns. Not a single one has gone for further than 4 yards. So, Devontae. I love that stat line.
Yeah. Perna, you gotta fit
for me. This one's got to be for me.
Yep.
Woo! Broncos won. It was a fun game to be at, even as the refs tried to take it from us. Yes. We proved who the frauds were. What do I got?
Okay.
Reggaeton y dembow y bachata. Así que me gusta mucho que Bad Bunny, a.k.a. Bonito. El Bonito. El conejo malo.
And the thing about Darnold here, too, is now some Seahawks fans are going to be like, okay, is this the real Sam Darnold? I think the Rams do have a very good defense, right? He just threw it at back-breaking. It was on their first drive, right? And then he starts throwing them later in the game. Because it's like, okay, maybe you settle down, and he didn't throw them for the rest of the first half, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, once he got into that second half and you start throwing more interceptions, that is tough to come back from, man.
I think the problem is the Rams. He just can't. He should have went to the AFC. I mean, just look. The last 3 times he's played the Rams, things have not gone well for Sam.
They're not going well. Yeah, no. He's either getting sacked 18,000 times or apparently now just throwing interceptions.
I think it's just a Rams problem.
They will be facing off again in about a month in Seattle. Yeah. And that's going to be on prime time on Saturday. I think it's a Saturday right before Christmas. Yeah. That's going to be a great game. And I feel like for the Seahawks, this doesn't change where I am about them. It just is like, okay, maybe you just keep an eye out on Sam Darnold, but your defense is it's legit, man. It's legit. So, hey, shout out FD. Yeah, we've had him on the show for Chaotic Good Sports last year. He makes great content, man. Yeah, he's a Bears fan. He's got to be happy about it.
Go Bears.
They're doing it. Real quick, this 49ers-Cardinals game. Brock Purdy came back, played an excellent game. So that was, I think Sargent said that before. The whole QB controversy, Mac Jones has been definitely serviceable, but comes in, 3 touchdowns, 200 yards. CMC, he had himself a pretty decent game too. He had 2 touchdowns. So The Jacoby Brissett stat line is so Arizona Cardinals. It might be the most Cardinals stat ever.
I know.
It literally set an NFL record, and their leading rusher had 24 yards. Literally no other help. Nobody help.
Yeah. You got two ball catchers over 100.
Wilson McBride. Yep.
You know, like, poor Arizona. I feel for you.
But 47, I mean, give him some credit, man. Jacoby Brissett out there. Still 47 completions. That is a record. And
you can call, like, you know, the Cardinals basically had 3/4 of garbage time, it felt like, in this game. But
Thursday night, JC? Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
But yeah, I mean, in the 9, I think like this reinvigorates San Francisco a little bit. You know, they lost last week. That's tough. Pearsall was back, but they haven't gotten him involved yet. But yeah, Purdy looked very efficient. Looked very good.
Baltimore, Cleveland. I figured you'd wanted to talk about this because we saw Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah. I haven't watched Shedeur. I just know he finished with 4 completions.
It was not great.
Did not go well.
No. Dylan Gabriel's concussion protocol. So he got pulled from this game. Yeah. It was a close game. It was a very typical AFC North game. The Browns didn't score a single point in the second half. Mm-hmm. Mark Andrews, he set some records for the Ravens. Also, that fake tush push, beautiful play. Beautiful play. It's true.
Yeah, I think like...
Oh, there we go, Nathan.
No. I'm gonna see what happens when Shedeur has a week to prepare to start a game.
Sure. Very fair.
Ravens defense has been playing pretty well lately. Obviously, there's a very good chance Shedeur Sanders just sucks. Okay, I'm not trying to deny that. But I think if you're looking at the Browns and Stefanski and this entire quarterback situation that started the moment they drafted Shedeur Sanders, it does not feel like Stefanski has done very much to try and actually have Shedeur Sanders ready to play this season. From the stories about the reps he was getting to he's not even our backup to like all that shit, right?
Yep.
So yeah, the guy doesn't probably even get the right amount of reps at practice. He's going to come in, he's going to look like ass. And this is a guy who already is going to need a lot of development regardless. So that is not surprising at all to me. And unfortunately, I think whoever's playing quarterback in that situation, not going to succeed right now. We saw Joe Flacco leave and look a lot better with the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, there's weapons there, but yeah. And Lamar Jackson didn't play particularly good football.
No.
In the game.
No, I mean the Browns defense is really good. No one's denying that. It's just
Myles Garrett got 4 sacks.
He was amazing.
He's got, he's the 12 sacks in each of the last however many years. It's just, Myles, why did you choose to stay there, my friend?
I did, Jay.
Why?
Because of money. That's why.
Yeah, you could have made that money in a lot of places, but...
By the way, a little breaking news about Josh Jacobs for the Packers. So his knee is structurally sound, so he's day-to-day. He hasn't been ruled out for the game against the Vikings, so doesn't need surgery. Thank God.
Wow.
That's good. That is very, very good. I did see the skull video. I did. Yes. The Ravens, they get a much-needed win, and they're still hanging around. And then tonight... we got the Cowboys and the Raiders. That should be a game that's going to happen. Yeah. Well, I'm actually very curious to see what the Cowboys defense looks like. Is it going to be better with Quentin Williams? Right?
Yeah, that's something.
I don't know if you're going to be able to tell because the Raiders offense is not really good, but it should be a good game.
That's something to watch.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're going to expose Baker, but I'm excited for those games, man. Those games are going to be a lot of fun. And again, you think that the Buccaneers are going to have some weapons back, so it'll be tough.
I'm rooting for a Raiders victory tonight. Go Raiders.
They'll earn it.
Go Raiders. Please. I want to talk so much trash to Scooter. So come on, Vegas.
Wow, you're rooting for the Raiders just because.
Baby.
Oh, there it is.
They've got a 0% chance to win the AFC West. So go Raiders.
That's very true.
I've joined the dark side for tonight.
Yeah.
I'm a Raiders fan today.
Zin, I'm just laughing, man. I'm laughing. You know why? Packers are in second place. We still got to play the Bears twice, so we got it in front of us. But the Lions being in third, who would have thought, man? Who would have thought after week 11? We got some time left. Got some time. Oh, Rodrigo.
Yes, we
Sam
do.
Darnold. I know he's going to get criticized, but the fact that you're still in a position to win that game, man, I think the defense deserves credit. Seahawks are still a good team. I'm excited for that rematch.
Clean it up, Sammy.
It'll be fun. Back in my day, yeah. Oh God, Sam Bradford, Sanchez. They don't know. They don't know, man. But it's also like I've been saying this a lot this season. It's with the Rams. Once they won that Super Bowl, they didn't win in the month of November. I was like, all right. And this year, considering how almost every week has gone, except for that 1 week where all those teams were on a bye, it's chaos, man. It is a week-to-week league. Parity is very much back in the NFL. The playoffs are going to be a nightmare. I mean, in the best way possible. Like that, Perno was talking about that wild card round. It's going to be fun, man.
Yeah.
Because who knows? Maybe this is the year we see a 7 seed do some crazy things. Who knows? Hey, Sloth. Maybe Perna's going to have a very happy Christmas. Perna, what do you got coming out?
We'll have the Broncos Chiefs recap coming out as soon as humanly possible.
Sure, Scott. That's true.
And I got to pee. We got to pee. We got to get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Sorry. Today, I might actually have a skit out. Scripted, I'm going to have every NFL fan's reaction out after the game tonight. I'll be streaming as well. We'll be doing both those things. I don't think I'm going to get scripted out today, though. So bear with me.
The answer is correct.
I think it's the NFC West right now.
The
North
is
up
the
there.
3 best teams in one division there.
So, yeah. Playoffs, here we come.
So Rod Taylor for the Jets.
Bears beat the Packers. Can Tom give Ben Johnson's? Yeah, that'll be a good clickbait punishment.
Yeah.
We're good.
Nice.
Good. Still win. Nice. Happy birthday. Let's go. Hope you have a great day. Well, folks, I'll be streaming tonight. Perna got his Broncos recap video coming out. We appreciate the hell out of you. We'll see you on a Wednesday for another edition of GPS. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. He's got to pee. This is GPS. And you have been navigated to the toilet.
You reached your destination.
Go pee.